The announcement of Cadillac's Formula One entry sent ripples through the sport, symbolizing an American superpower flexing its automotive muscles on the global stage. It wasn't just about racing, it was a declaration of ambition, a country with a deep motorsport history stepping into F1 to prove it could go wheel to wheel with the best. Cadillac's arrival, supported by General Motors, showed that this wasn't just an experiment, it was a full-fledged campaign to rewrite F1's status quo. As the 11th team on the grid, Cadillac's inclusion is a pivotal moment for Formula One, signaling a new era of American influence. It's the culmination of years of groundwork aimed at expanding the sport's footprint in the US, a country that has long been a sleeping giant in F1's global strategy. But as the dust began to settle on Cadillac's bold entry, the FIA stirred the pot with an announcement that could shake up the grid even further. FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem confirmed the governing body's openness to a 12th team, reigniting discussions about expanding the paddock. Why do we have an option for 12 if we are going to say no? Sulayem questioned, pointing to the Concord Agreement, which allows for up to a dozen teams. This declaration has sent shockwaves through the motorsport world, as the possibility of another iconic name joining the grid now feels closer than ever. Attention now shifts to Lotus, which has expressed interest in joining the grid as the 12th team. With the backing of Chinese automotive giant Geely, the legendary British marque has resurfaced as a formidable contender for the coveted spot. This isn't merely a nostalgic return, it's a bold declaration of ambition. Lotus is poised to shake up the established order, blending its rich racing heritage with Geely's cutting-edge technology and a progressive vision for hybrid innovation. The stage is set for a thrilling rivalry, pitting America's ambitious newcomer against a revitalized British icon powered by Chinese engineering prowess. The last time the legendary Lotus name adorned the side of a Formula One car was in 2015. It was a bittersweet moment, marking the end of an era for a team that had once been synonymous with innovation and success in the pinnacle of motorsport. Since then, the Lotus name has been eerily quiet, not just in F1, but across the automotive world. Their last all-new road car hit the streets in 2008, and after that, they seemed to enter a prolonged pit stop. While they kept tinkering with the Elise, Exige, and Evora, churning out slight variations of these iconic models, the numbers told a grim story. Annual sales dropped below 1,000 units, and in some years, they couldn't even manage to sell 500. For a company built on Colin Chapman's legacy of speed, lightness, and ingenuity, it felt like the wheels were coming off. Fast forward to June 2017, and Lotus found itself at a crossroads. Enter Geely, the Chinese automotive powerhouse behind Volvo's resurgence, with a £2 billion investment to acquire a majority stake in the struggling British brand. To many, this seemed like a surprising move. Lotus had been stuck in neutral for over a decade, but Geely clearly saw something worth reviving. Perhaps it was the brand's racing DNA, or maybe it was the untapped potential to bring Chapman's ethos into the modern age of electrification and performance. Whatever the motivation, Geely wasn't here to let Lotus wither away. They had a vision, and stage one of that vision was simple: get Lotus building cars again. For Formula One fans, the Geely takeover ignited a flicker of hope. Could this mean a return to the grid for Lotus? After all, this was a name that had dominated the sport in the 1960s and 70s, racking up 7 Constructors' Championships and 6 Drivers' titles with legends like Jim Clark and Emerson Fittipaldi. Even during their later stints in F1 under various guises, the Lotus name carried a certain gravitas. The question wasn't just whether Lotus could make great road cars again, but whether they could reclaim their place among motorsport's elite. Geely wasted no time getting the ball rolling. By 2021, Lotus had unveiled the Emira, a stunning sports car that captured the spirit of its predecessors while embracing modern technology. Then came the all-electric Evija hypercar, a 2,000 horsepower statement of intent that showed the world Lotus wasn't just playing catch-up, they were looking to lead the pack. And as the world of Formula One moved towards sustainability and advanced hybrid technology, the parallels between Geely's vision for Lotus and F1's future began to align. Now Lotus is back, and this time, they're not just building cars, they're revving up for a spectacular return to Formula One. The whispers have turned into a roar, and the pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together. With the sweeping 2026 F1 engine regulations emphasizing advanced hybrid power units and sustainable fuels, Lotus sees the perfect opportunity to re-enter the pinnacle of motorsport. This isn't just a wild dream, it's a calculated move backed by the financial might of Geely and the racing DNA that made Lotus a household name in F1's golden era. Sources close to the project reveal that Lotus has already begun developing a hybrid power unit in collaboration with Geely's state-of-the-art state-of-the-art facilities. The partnership combines Lotus's expertise in lightweight engineering with Geely's cutting-edge technology, creating a package that could shake up the grid. Rumors suggest the team could partner with an existing constructor, or even launch as a standalone entry, bringing back the iconic green and yellow livery that once dominated the sport. As thrilling as the prospect of a 12th team is, joining Formula One isn't as simple as parking a car on the grid. The barriers to entry are steep, both financially and technically. For a team like Lotus, even with Geely's backing, meeting the FIA's rigorous standards is no small feat. The first hurdle is the cost cap. While F1 has introduced measures to level the playing field, new entrants face the added challenge of paying an anti-dilution fee of $200 million to protect existing teams' revenue shares. This financial barrier ensures that only serious contenders with substantial resources can join the grid. For Lotus, this fee is just the beginning of a massive investment that includes developing competitive cars, securing facilities, and assembling a world-class team. Then comes the technical challenge. Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsport for a reason. It demands the very best in engineering, innovation, and execution. For a brand like Lotus, with its heritage in lightweight design and performance, there's a steep learning curve to meet F1's current hybrid and aerodynamic standards. Geely's technological prowess may give them an edge, but the competition is fierce, and there's no room for error. Moreover, navigating F1's political landscape is an entirely different battle. Teams like Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull guard their territory fiercely, and new entrants must prove they bring value to the sport without disrupting its delicate ecosystem. Lotus, despite its illustrious past, will have to convince skeptics that its return is more than a nostalgic gesture. It's a step forward for the sport. The potential USA-China rivalry in Formula One reflects a broader geopolitical trend. From trade wars to space exploration, these two superpowers have sparred across every conceivable arena, and now their competition is poised to spill into the paddock. For the United States, Cadillac's entry represents a chance to cement its place in a sport traditionally dominated by European and, more recently, Middle Eastern influences. For China, a Lotus-Geely partnership could serve as a powerful symbol of the nation's technological and industrial ascendancy. The implications for Formula One are profound. On one hand, the sport stands to gain from increased investment, innovation, and fan engagement as these two automotive giants vie for supremacy. On the other hand, the rivalry could bring new challenges. Political tensions have a way of seeping into sports, and F1 will need to navigate these waters carefully to maintain its identity as a global competition. The addition of a 12th team also raises questions about the structure of the grid, the distribution of resources, and the potential for smaller teams to be squeezed out by these automotive juggernauts. Do you believe Lotus's potential return to Formula One could revive its legendary status, or will the challenges of modern F1 prove too steep even for this iconic name backed by Geely? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, goodbye for now.